So I want to try to make a marking knife out of saw blade. Only thing is, I don't have an angle grinder. I have one of these. I started cutting to make sure that a hacksaw is going to cut through a saw blade, but it's just a lot slower. Alright, so I got one side cut off. I'm leaving this little nub at the end. That's going to serve to help hold the handle on. Now, another one. Whew. Almost. Alright, got that cut. Now I'm going to clean up the edges a little bit with a file. Like I said, I left these nubs down here to help hold the handle on. I'm just going to dull this one down a little bit. Alright, got all the rough edges off. Now, I need to start figuring out how exactly I want to shape this to make it into a good shaped marking knife. So I think this is the shape I'm going to go with. The base of the knife is going to end right about here. It's going to curve up around here to a point. I'm going to have to do that with the file to get it in the shape that I want. I think I like the shape. Should do just fine. Now I'm going to take my file and put a very rough edge on these, both sides. Alright, so I've got it just shy of having a real edge on it. And I'm going to do the rest on a whetstone after I clean up this part of the metal a little bit with some sandpaper. This is 1000 grit sandpaper. So the metal's cleaned up. I wound up having to change grits. 1000 was taking way too long. Then I worked my way back up to the 1000. So for the edge, you can see it's still about as sharp as a butter knife. Maybe a little sharper. But I'm going to do the rest on some whetstones. So now I gotta set that up. Alright, so now I've got an okay edge on there. I'm going to go to a finer stone now. Getting there. So now I've moved over to my, I believe it's 1000 grit stone. Right. Put a nice mirror edge on the side. And the tip is fairly sharp. Pretty dang sharp actually. So now I'm going to get my polishing compound and sharpen it up even more. Got a nice mirror finish to it. And the tip is really sharp. which is kind of useful for a marking knife. Alright, now to work on the handle. So years ago, I went and visited my grandma, and I went fishing and caught some fish, and to fillet the fish, I used a knife that my dad said my grandfather made, and the handle was made out of plastic, from plastic bags. I don't really know how he did it, but I'm just going to try some experiments, and if it doesn't work, I can always just cut it off. I think I might have wrapped it too thick to begin with. Yeah, it still feels squishy. So here's what I came up with. The candle in the lighter is not getting it hot enough, I think. I mean, this feels like a good size and good for marking, but I don't like the squishiness. I suppose if I had to, I'd deal with it, but I got one more idea I'm going to try. I think I actually have to catch the bags on fire. That can go fire. That compacted it a lot. Might want to try with thicker gloves. That was kind of hot. I melted plastic all over my glove. So, I like the shape that it turned out in. It nestles right down in the palm of your hand whenever you're going to make the cut. Not a big fan of the looks, but it's hard plastic now. Blade's never coming out unless I cut it out. If you like this video, please like it. Subscribe to the channel if you wish. I'll be making more woodworking and other creation videos. I think it does the job. If you guys have any other better methods to use plastic bags to heat them up and for it to look better, leave a note down in the comments and I'll strip this off and redo the video. Thanks for watching CFB Creations.